Good day, people. In our previous video, I showed you how to define our CRUD method. So now in this video, I'm going to create a controller so that we can able to access our method that we created. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to define our dependency injection for our classes so that we can be able to access them in our controller. So let's get started. So the first thing, go to your startup class and then define the dependency life cycle so that we can be able to access them. So you can see if you say series, add transact, and then we're gonna add our interface, which is phone book, and then the implementation of our phone book is called phone book repository. So can just add our using so that I'm able to access them. So you can see how easy it is. So this is a built-in function that come with a ASP.NET API. So let's copy that and change this one. It's got entry, and then this one is entry repository. So yes, so that's it. So we define our dependency injection lifecycle. So now let's go and create our controllers. So we're gonna delete this one as we're not gonna use it. So I'm gonna add a new controller. So I'm gonna go to class, and then we can just search for controller. So what we're gonna do, we're using API controllers. So I'm gonna name it phone books controllers. And just click add, and then that's it. So the first thing, let's create a read only so that we can do the dependency injection of our interface. So it's going to be a private read only iPhone book. Let me just copy it, maybe I spell it wrong. Yes, our iPhone book. Now we're using it from there. So we'll just name it iPhone book. Then let's create a controller so we can inject our interface. So we just copy these, and then just name it like that, and then we just assign our injected phone book. So now let's define our method that we're gonna use in this controller. So the first one is gonna be an HTTP get, and then we'll say public async as a task of action results. Action results. So just call it get phone book. Doesn't require any parameter. And then gonna do an await. Let's do a try, and then do a catch, an exception. So you can see what we're gonna do here. First thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna get the list of phone book. So I'm gonna put var results equals to wait phone book dot let's say get, let's say list all. So we get our the list of our phone book, and then we can return okay. First, so on our catch, let's just throw an exception, and then that's it. So in the next we're gonna modify where I'm gonna show you how to log, and then we can log the errors and so forth. So let's continue and create the next method. So the next method again is an HTTP get. Again, so public sync, and then it's a task of action results. Result. So I'm gonna say get phone book by ID. So then just an int of ID. So again, let's do a try. And then catch. Exception. Reaction. The edge. So what I can again define what we're looking for. So it's rest. Let's go for book. Dot paper ID. We pass an ID. So again, let's return a success. Let's probably just return okay. Rest. and then this one again is await. So the next method is gonna be an HTTP post. So it's gonna be a public async, and then task action results. Let's see, add phone book. So this one we must define it. We need to pass our entity, which is phone book. So I'm gonna say phone book, which is a phone book. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get our phone book and then edit our phone book entity and add it to our database. So let me show you how we're gonna do this. So again, let's just try and able to get our errors. If there are any errors, so exception dx. Okay, good people. So what we're gonna do first, let's create our DTOs so that we can be able to get our data. So I'm gonna create a new folder. Let's go and call it DTO. So I'm gonna have a new class. Let me call it phone book DTO. So in this phone book DTO, what we're gonna add in our phone book DTO, we're gonna name the same properties that we have in our entity. So it's just only one. So I'm just gonna copy it, paste it down, save. We're gonna use this as our parameter, this phone book. And then other thing that is more important, we must tell it this is from the body. So I'm just gonna add from body, and then so now we can start it. So the other thing, so if you can see in our add we use the entity. So what do we have to do? So we're gonna do a mapping. So I'm gonna use auto mapper. So let's go and add an auto mapper in our project. So go to NuGet, let's add auto mapper. So let's look for auto mapper. Yeah, it is. And let's install our auto mapper into our project. So this is how we're gonna do it. So the first thing, let's check if our object it got values, and then it doesn't have values. We're gonna return a bad request. So just gonna do an if, and then not model state dot is valid, then we can return a bed request. So we can just return bed request and then model state, and then so that's how we done it. So after that, if our model is valid, we're gonna map our model to our entity. So for now, let's do this one. Let's return a bed state. So first of all, let's inject our IMapper. So I'm gonna just say private IMapper. This from AutoMapper. So let's say mapper. I can just copy this one and then in our structure, so we can inject it if I go to use it. So let's see. So let's say IMapper equals to mapper. Then let's go and do our mapping. That's the first thing that we're gonna do. We're gonna create our mapper to our object. So what we're gonna do is create a variable. We'll just call it phone object equals to IMapper map. So we are mapping our phone book so this is our entity, which is a phone book. So we are mapping it to our object. So once we map it, then we can add our object to the database. So I'm going to say res equals to phone book dot book, which is gonna need phone book object, and then that's it. So when it's done, you can just return and okay. Rest, and then in cache, let's just throw an exe for now, but I'll show you how you can handle and save all this error message in your log file. So again, we're gonna do next method. Okay, let's first do this, fix this one, and let's now wait, which is an HTTP put use HTTP put for updating. So I'm going to say public SC is a task of action results. I'm going to call it update phone book. Again, our phone book is going to require an object of phone book. So again, it's from body. Again, when I use phone book here, it's a phone book. Again, let's catch some errors. An exception. XE. Let's just throw an EXE. So again, we're gonna do the same thing what we did before. So I'm gonna first check if our object is valid. It is valid. We return a bed request. So this is bed request. And then if our object is fine, so the same thing that we did here, let me just copy this just to save time. So for an object, do that, but we're not editing, we are updating. So yeah, this update for the break. And that's it. So the last method that we got is an HTTP delete. Let's copy this and refactor the code. So let's say delete phone book. And then we're gonna just delete our phone book. So we delete phone book, so for ID. What we can do, let's just go and check our construction. That's in the right. So delete phone book. That's how it is. Let's go and see our implementation. Repository. So we pass an ID, which is correct. So let's go back and change this guy. It's gonna be int ID. So let's go designate to check all these. So what we're gonna do, we need phone book, and then we pass in ID, and that's it. So our controller is done. So after that, I'll come back to this controller and able to show you how to create some root and give it nice names that you want to add in your root. So what I'm gonna do now, let me just copy the whole controller so that we can create the other controller for our application. So I'm gonna just copy everything, and then we're gonna just refactor it. So in our controller folder, we'll add in the controller, we're going to add new class, and then let me just search for API controller. So I'm going to choose the empty one, and then let me name it entries controller. So let me just paste everything and start refactoring the code. So this is entry, and now it's from that. Let's remove this one. Just say entry report. So I rename this guy. I'll just rename it so that everything will be like that. Let's just also add our automapper, change our controller, which is that. So this guy is entry, so it's gonna be there, there, there. So this one is gonna be get entry. So that one, and repository entry. Again, this one is going to be I don't think let me just check our interface. Okay, I didn't implement the get entry by ID, so in the next video I'm gonna edit, so let's just skip this one for now. Let me just remove it, and then we're gonna also add our detail, which is class. Let's say entry detail. Let's go to our entity. We'll just copy our properties, and then just paste it there. So we go back to class. So this is that. Let's edit. let's say this is an entry, it's not valid. Let's name this one entry object. We'll make it to entry entity. Let's say entry, and then we have add entry, which is we are adding entry object, and that's it. So I'm gonna just copy all these to do our update. Let's copy that, and then we've done our update. So then we delete the entry. So that's it. So that's how we created our controllers. So in the next video, we're gonna use a trigger and be able to execute our controllers and see all these methods are working correctly, and then our database is being updated. Thank you for watching. I'm looking to be with you in the next video. Cheers.